RuneScape and old school RuneScape are two sides to the same coin, some people say. Though in reality, it's more of a diverging timeline sort of situation where the games split at a single point in time and are now two different realities. RuneScape kept evolving, and its lore, world, and mechanics have continued advancing at a fast pace. Old school RuneScape, however, stayed true to the nostalgic charm of the game, where its gameplay has remained nearly the same since its divergence, and the world has evolved down a different path. Whether you find one version of the game better than the other is an opinion, and no side is more correct than the other. As someone who's been playing since RuneScape Classic, I personally think both versions of the game are just, well, RuneScape. I think both games are good games and can coexist, and the communities from both should do what they can to help both games flourish. There is no reason for discourse between the two games, and I actively encourage players to play both games. And that is what I'm going to start doing. Though old school RuneScape has always appealed to me as a game, I never wanted to restart my progress when the games split. But with friends in both of these games' timelines, it's time for me to try going from RuneScape to RuneScape, experiencing the alternate timeline. How's it going, everyone? Kimura here with episode 3 of RuneScape to RuneScape. Quickly showing off the stats again as always. I've been doing nothing but straight questing for the first 2 episodes already, and that will probably continue for a while. However, I do want to start trying to do a bit more money making and potentially skilling outside of quests as well. The first idea I have that should be a cheap way to start making some money with early game levels is going to be fletching headless arrows. I'm going to test a few to see if they are profitable enough to be worth doing, because I did pick up a couple hundred feathers in an earlier episode. There's level 2 fletching already. And quickly followed by level 3 fletching. Selling these off, they do seem to be a slight profit, and this is something I want to try and do while I run from quest to quest, as they don't take up a ton of inventory space, and assuming things buy and sell, I can make some decent starting cash and get some early fletching levels in. I know there are a ton of money-making methods that have no level requirements and just require some starting cash, but I don't want to spend too much time standing at the bank buying and selling things for money when that time could be spent doing quests. I buy a decent amount of shafts and feathers, and I want to be able to just click back and forth in my inventory to create them. However, I'm not seeing an option to get rid of the Make X option. Is there an option for headless arrows to do this with? I know it's an option for darts and stuff, but I don't see one for headless arrows. I settle on the Make X option anyways, and that gets me level 4 fletching. Level 5 fletching. Level 6 fletching. Level 7 fletching. Quickly sell off the 500 that I just made to buy some more feathers. Level 8 fletching. Level 9 fletching. And finally level 10 fletching. These all bought and sold fairly quickly, and I'm sure I could slow buy and sell for a slightly bigger margin, but this is more than good enough for now. There's going to be a ton of skills that level this quickly in the early game, and I'm not sure how I want to go about showing them off. I'll show tiny clips for all the individual levels in this video, but if that is more annoying and just showing the final level I achieve or milestone levels, or even just pictures of each level obtained would be a better idea, please do let me know. Again, I don't want to leave out so much, or not record so much, that it's hard to keep track of what I'm doing or how I'm doing things, and I don't want it to feel like I'm being fed items or gold or boosting stats. As a main, I know it's harder to prove I've done everything ethically without actually showing me doing it, but if no one cares about seeing every single level or item bought and sold on the GE, then that honestly makes recording and editing a million times easier for me. With the bit of money I just made though, I'm going to go ahead and buy a few quest items that I plan on using today. A few I either don't have the levels to obtain on my own, or ones that are just kind of annoying to get on my own. But I'm going to quickly bank it all because I do need to make a trip into the Wildy. Up here at the Ferox Enclave, I am going to pick up the Iron Bar spawn that spawns just to the northwest by the bears. I need 4 of these, and so I'll grab 4 and head back down. Quickly talking to the Mage of Zamorak to hopefully trigger the Abyss quest. Not too sure if this is how it starts. Back at the GE, I'm going to grab a few quest items I'm going to need next, as well as buying a few more fletching supplies. I noticed that my Kitten Tracker plugin wasn't working, and I couldn't find it on my plugins list. However, it still showed it as being installed when I searched for it. Does anyone know what happened here? Uninstalling and reinstalling seemed to fix it, but I don't know why it suddenly wasn't here today. Anyways, I'm going to start fletching as I run now. Grabbing level 11 fletching. Then mining some clay for a quest. I need 6 of them. Then come grab some copper ore. I need 4 of these. And level 2 mining. Grabbing some extra berries when a second random event pops up. Quiz show time. We pick the mystery boxes at reward. And a mithril scimitar. If I was an Iron Man or some kind of locked account, I'd have been extremely happy with this, but I can still sell this on the GE for a bit of money, so not too bad. Level 12 fletching, level 13 fletching, and that's level 14 fletching, and we make our way back to the GE. These headless arrows get made so quickly that I definitely don't have a big enough stock to just continually do this while questing. Plus there are buy limits that I'm already hitting. I haven't started bulk buying things and leaving offers in while I'm not playing, though I may start doing that so things like this can buy in the days between my play sessions. There's level 15 fletching, level 16 fletching, level 17 fletching, and finally level 18 as we reach Doric. That was just 4 fletching levels walking between the GE and Doric, so this is definitely not a bad idea for money and levels early on. Starting Doric's quest, which has quite funny dialogue if you already have all of the items required, but I'm sure most everyone knows that by now. Quest complete for 1 quest point, 1300 mining EXP, 180 coins, and I can now use his extremely inconveniently located anvils. Jumping us up to level 11 mining. Grab level 19 fletching on my way into Valley Park. I want to buy some woad leaves from the gardener. And epic raking content. I promise I'll stop showing this eventually. I just can't get over how slow it is. Does it change with farming levels? I don't even remember. Level 20 fletching on the way into the bar. Doing the next stage of the bar crawl while we're here. There isn't much more to the bar crawl, so I kind of just want to knock it all out sooner rather than later. Head on into Valley Castle, and start the Knight's Sword quest. Another great early quest to jumpstart smithing. Grab level 21 fletching. Then 22 fletching before my needy kitten gets hungry. Get 250 total level before picking up 2 onions and then getting level 23 fletching. Stopping by Aggie to make some dyes. We will need these for Goblin Diplomacy later. I ran out of supplies while heading back up to Reldo, so I sold off what I had and can't buy more shafts due to the 4-hour limit, so I decided I'll just continue without fletching. Though by next episode, I want to get back into it. Now instead of going from Barrack Castle all the way down to Thurgo, I'll make a detour over to the Goblin Village to quickly do Goblin Diplomacy. I know my pathing has been horrendous, and I should really start buying some teleport tablets to make all this go infinitely faster, but I was planning on doing the fletching and walking method and just kind of want to enjoy the need for walking places for now. But once I make more money in the near future, I'll just start teleporting from city to city more. Grab all the goblin mail, dye 1 blue, and 1 orange. Fashion show time, freaking work it, Grubfoot. You own this runway, yas. Quest complete. I get 5 quest points, 200 crafting EXP, and a gold bar. Level 12 crafting obtained. Quests with crafting EXP are important right now for another money-making / training method I want to try later on when I have the level for it. Back down to Thurgo to feed him some pie. Wish we could grab the picture of the sword right away and save a back and forth trip, but oh well. I feel like a lot of quests could be shortened like that. Important moment coming in. My kitten has finally grown up into a cat. Good job. Back up at the Squire to learn of the picture. 5-finger discount it. And a detour on the way back down. I'm stopping in Karamja for the bar crawl, as well as over to Brimhaven to continue it here. We're down to just 3 more bars, so we'll finish this up soon. Love seeing the stat change after the drinks too. Back to Port Sarim, and back down to Thurgo. Down into the dungeon, and I'm grabbing 3 blue-right ores, 1 for the quest, 2 to make a second sword, and a 3rd for the blue-right crossbow limbs for a diary task down the line. Drop trick for a second sword, and man, I always loved the look of this sword. I wish it wasn't terrible as a weapon. Back up to Fally and quest complete. That's 1 quest point, a massive 12,725 smithing EXP, bringing us up from level 1 to level 29 smithing. What an amazing jumpstart. Use my level 3 editing skill to teleport over to the Shanty Pass, buy a few items here to start another important quest, but I forgot to buy a Shanty Pass, so I just quickly grab one as well, and head on into the desert. The tourist trap is my next goal, obviously, and hopefully I can remember the safe spot. Please don't point out the fact that I didn't actually equip the desert robes. I don't know why it didn't cross my mind to wear them while walking through the desert, but it's not really important. Took a little bit of work, but I got the safe spot set up. Mute the sounds so I can pray flick. Captain down and key obtained. Trade my never-before-worn desert robes for his slightly used slave clothes. Head inside the mines and talk to this guard. Bro wants a pineapple? That's disgusting. Over at the Bedouin camp, tell this guy that I'll steal some blueprints in exchange for a pineapple. But if I can steal blueprints from a locked chest, why can't I just steal a pineapple? Oh well. Riz this captain up. I wonder if he'll be relevant when sailing comes out, to be honest. Grab the blueprints and head on back. offer to help create the new weapon as well. Thankfully, I make it on my first try, as I only bought 1 bronze bar. Offer him up the prototype weapon, and he somehow hands me back 6 already created darts. If he already had them, then why did he need the blueprints to learn how to make them? Reverse engineering is a thing. Hand the guard a pineapple. Shove Anna into a barrel. Smuggle her into the cart. Riz the cart driver. And escape the camp. Though I can freely walk out, so no idea why I need to be smuggled out, but oh well. And ooh, another random event. We get a free kebab, which is quite fitting for the area. Return Anna to her mother. And this is quest complete. I'm going to use both EXP rewards on agility, as that's really just the smartest choice. The run energy and the early grind skipping and access to better courses right away, it's just too useful. Level 20 and then level 26 agility. Quest complete, 2 quest points, access to the mining camp. I don't know if there's ever actually a use for this, and the ability to fletch darts, which is huge. Some more inventory management again before incorrectly teleporting, and then correctly teleporting to the Tree Gnome Stronghold. Gonna continue this bar crawl here. And with this, that leaves just 2 more in the area. Walk on down to Artie, because you can't actually teleport using the Spirit Tree in the Stronghold yet. And then head up to Seers for the final one. Glad to have this over with, but I kind of feel like there wasn't really a need to rush it. There's no reward for doing it immediately. While I'm up here in Seers Village, I'm going to do the Murder Mystery quest. Again, the crafting EXP reward will be important. This has been happening a few times now with the Quest Helper plugin, where it doesn't advance to the next step, even though I've clearly done everything required of me. It keeps telling me I need to search the family crest, and to complete the dialogue with Frank if a dialogue box doesn't come up when investigating the crest. But the dialogue box did appear, so I go back and forth thinking maybe something else is supposed to happen because the plugin isn't changing to the final step, and I definitely should be able to turn the quest in, but I get confused because the plugin is making it seem like I haven't correctly done the step. And while I know the quest is basically done, the plugin has me questioning myself, and I'm not sure why it's done this so many times already. Oh well though. I turn in the quest because I know I've done everything, and that is quest complete. Get 3 quest points, 1,406 crafting EXP, that's such a random number, and 2,000 coins, which is nice. This brings me up to level 16 crafting, which is unfortunately a bit short of where I want to be. Thankfully, Seers Village has a free, easy way of leveling crafting. And that's right, I'm going to pick flax and string some bowstring. Level 17 crafting. Then level 18 crafting. And finally level 19 crafting, which is where I want to be before my next quest. I come down here to start the Tower of Life quest, before realizing that I do not in fact have level 10 construction. So I gotta fix that. Turn in the bar crawl, learn to smash vials, and then grab an inventory full of planks off the ground again. I could probably just collect and sell these for money too, to be honest. I'm sure they sell well, and if they didn't sell for some reason, I could always just use them all. Grab some bronze nails left over from the Daddy's Home mini quest, and head all the way over to my house in Remington. Build some chairs, and that's level 9 construction. Might as well build all 3 just to have them. And that's level 10 construction. I try to use up the rest of the planks, but I don't know if I'd have enough nails to complete the final chair again, and I don't want to leave just 2 built chairs. But I do get level 11 construction. I take the nearby boat and head back to Artie and then the Tower of Life to start the quest. Fix all the machinery in the tower. The controls for all of the little mini games to fix everything are really dated and kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. Watch the birth or creation of a homunculus. Kind of a cool little cutscene for how old this quest is. Scare away all of the alchemists with my new friend, but only after making them realize what they've done. Lesson learned. Head back down inside and learn about the tower. Kind of insane that this power has just been here for so long, just steps away from Ardone, and the alchemists are only just now finding it? Oh well. Quest complete. 2 quest points, 1000 construction EXP, 500 crafting EXP, 500 thieving EXP, and creature creation access. And there is level 20 crafting, which was my main goal. Level 15 thieving, which was a secondary goal. And level 14 construction, which is just a nice bonus. The goal of 20 crafting and the next skilling money-making method I wanted to give a shot was cutting sapphires. I bought a single one just to test if it was profitable to cut them and sell them, and surprisingly enough, it was. I don't have a ton of GP to invest into this yet, nor do I know how many are traded and will buy and sell for these prices. So I decided to just buy 200 because I believe that should get me close to, if not level 31 crafting that I'll need for a quest later on. Rapid fire leveling time, level 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 crafting. I ran out of sapphires and more weren't buying, so I'm going to try emeralds just to get this final level. And that's level 31 crafting coming in, which is exactly what I'll need for Lost City. And of course, it was not profitable to do emeralds. I can't imagine this being a long-term viable method to train or make money, but I may try to do it a few more times when I can, or if I just need some more crafting levels for any future quests. I'm going to go ahead and call it there. That's going to be where I end it for this episode. I feel like I did a ton of walking in this episode, so recording is super long and there really isn't a ton of content to watch because I'm going to be cutting a lot of it out. But I'm still trying different methods of editing each of these episodes, so sorry if this one seemed a little worse in quality. However, if it seemed better in quality, then awesome, I'll stick with it. Either way, here's my stats as always, and I hope you guys enjoyed the progress. Hope to see you all back in the next one. Peace.